Hello class, welcome back once again. Today, I've invited you around my little campfire here today, for we are going over an urban legend that is pretty big in the state of Minnesota. Now, come gather around, sit around the fire, perhaps grab a s'more or two, and just simply sit back and relax as I tell you a tale that is centuries in the making. That is the tale of the Deadman's Trail in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Now, this specific area of the Midwest was home to the Dakota Native American tribe. And during this time, people are still colonizing out west. And the United States that we know today is slowly expanding. Now, tragically, as the story goes, during said expansion, a Dakota Native woman and her baby were being chased by her would-be captors. Now, she knew she wouldn't be able to get away. She was carrying too much weight. After all, she was carrying an entire baby with her. So she made the hard decision to hide her baby by the bank of a river, hopefully thinking to herself that when she escaped her would-be captors, she would simply come back for her child and they would make it out of this together. Now, fortunately, the woman with the reduced weight was able to outrun her captors and eventually led them astray and was able to get off completely free. However, tragically, when she came back to the riverside where she left her baby, she had found that the tides of the river had risen and had swept away her child, never to be seen again. Now, in a state of revenge, she placed a curse on the river as a sort of vengeance for the river taking her child. That is where the basic story of it ends. However, that is not the entire tale, as this myth has survived far into the modern day, and people have even talked about their modern experiences with this area of the river and the trail as a whole. People have reported a woman moaning, crying out in pain or agony, screaming out, and people theorize that this is in fact the spirit of the Dakota woman who lost her child, crying out in pain and agony at the loss of her child all these years later, still unable to move on. Now, people have reported calling out to this voice in hopes of perhaps helping the spirit. However, whenever they do so, they're either simply met with more groans and cries, or complete and total silence altogether, as the woman seems to mysteriously vanish. And it isn't just voices that they hear either, oh no. People have reported seeing her ghostly apparition moving along the riverside, through the trail and around the surrounding woods. Perhaps she's still out there, looking for her child, along the riverside, along the trail, thinking maybe she just simply misplaced it. For her sake, one day, I hope she does find her child, so that she can finally rest. But what do you all think about this? Is this just another urban legend surrounding sort of the Native American legends of the American manifest destiny of the time? Is this just something drum up by the local community for tourists? Or do you think this actually happened? Or do you think perhaps the historical event itself did happen, but the hauntings itself aren't true? Have you been to the trail yourself? What were your experiences? Please be sure to share them with me down below. But that is all I have for you today. A woman and the tragic loss of her child, and the woman herself still aiming aimlessly wandering in the simple hope of finding him. But, as I said, that is all I have for you now. Perhaps I'll take a trip down there myself one day and I'll record my experiences, see if our community can drum up something or perhaps come to some sort of solution. But until next time.